So Ty Simpson is QB1 at Alabama. Also, water is wet. Nick Saban's never coming back to coaching. I will not beat the allegations of hating Auburn and Tennessee with my predictions. And we have an American Pope from Chicago. That news was very shocking. This one wasn't. We were just kind of waiting for the black smoke to appear from Bryant-Denny Stadium to announce that 15 was starting week 1 against Florida State. Nobody is surprised by this. Not Kalen DeBoer, not Ryan Grubb, not really anybody in the quarterback room, and certainly not as college football fans. But now it's a done deal. Signed, sealed, 15 week 1. He's leading the Crimson Tide in year 2. But what do we expect this upcoming season? What are realistic expectations? And what's the overall thought process of Simpson now taking over as finally the guy in Tuscaloosa? Let's break it all down and welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson here. Bama Nation, like the video, hit the ring notification, and of course, subscribe to the channel. We talk college football and Crimson Tide football every single day. Download the podcast version of the show. Check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com and follow us on the socials. By the way, we're always brought to you by our friends over at FANDUEL. So simply put, go visit FANDUEL.com/SECU. Get started today with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. $250 if you believe Alabama is going to win the national title. If you believe that we will see Ty Simpson in the Big Apple or maybe another breakout player, do so at FANDUEL.com/SECU. So Ty Simpson, QB1, Ryan Grubb yesterday addressed the media, walked on up and said, hey, so we got our starting quarterback. And I don't think that this is surprising. Ever since we got into spring intel and we were going through all of the notes and all of the practice highlights and hearing from people that were boots on the ground, it felt like it was never, well, this is Keelan Russell's job to win. This is Austin Mack's job to win. It always felt like, no, this is Ty Simpson's job to lose. Been in the system forever, been a part of the Alabama culture forever, has played in front of the crowd before, and also has bided his time. And by the way, this is not a player that we can just sit back idly and go, well, what do we expect from him? He couldn't beat out Jalen Milroe. He can't really have a lot of reps underneath his belt. He's a senior at this point. What do we think going into this year? We go based off of the numbers that we saw from last time, which is he was a 5-star talent. He was good enough to be recruited by Nick Saban and commit to the university on the spot. Many people believed he was the long-term future. And eventually Jalen Milroe showed on up. He added some validity to this offense that was underneath Tommy Rees. It took them to new heights, and they went to the college football playoff. And then Kalen DeBoer comes in, and it felt like a little bit of a relaxation or an ease being taken off of Kalen DeBoer's shoulders. Keep in mind, this is a coach that is replacing the greatest of all time. This is somebody who is fresh off of playing in a national title game, going into a school that has immediate expectations for you to go right back and win a national title in a 12-team playoff, certainly not miss the postseason whatsoever. And so you have a quarterback that has already taken a team to the college football playoff. We're just going to slot him on in. And he showed up at times. He did. The Georgia game had a couple of highlight moments, really good moments in the first half, and then the throw to Ryan Williams. That was just basically a war on tyranny against the state of Georgia. And then the LSU game. Literally put every single Tiger on skates and made it look like that they were slipping and sliding as a 5-year-old outside of the ice rink. That was what he did. And so there were times last year to where Jalen Milroe proved that even though he wasn't a good fit for this offense, he may have been the best asset to keeping Alabama afloat. Not saying that Ty Simpson didn't deserve to at least have his fair shot and maybe an opportunity to play, but that's bygones be bygones. Now this is his team, and he has the chops. The other thing that's really important about this is that I think Kalen DeBoer saw what value it is to have somebody that people can rally behind because of the loyalty to a program. Today's day and age, we move so instantaneously. We want instant gratification. And this isn't just for the younger generation. This is for my generation. This is for older generation. It's with social media. You see somebody post a TikTok. They don't like it, that it hasn't gotten 10,000 likes within 5 minutes. So they delete it and they never start to grow. It takes a lot to buy into waiting your turn. And eventually, when your number is called, living up to expectations. I think that resonates with Kalen DeBoer. I think that resonates with the culture of the locker room. I think that a lot of people who committed to Alabama and decided to stick around when Saban hung up the whistle know that Ty Simpson is the guy that they want to go to battle with. And I said this last year when it came to Garrett Nussmeier. Nuss could have gone anywhere in the country, but he didn't want to. He wanted to be an LSU Tiger. And that was why I bought a lot of stock into him last year, and it's why I bought a lot of stock into him this year. It's kind of the same thing with Ty Simpson. He didn't want to go anywhere else. He didn't want to be known as a Virginia Cavalier or a Boston College Golden Eagle, or maybe go to like an ECU for a season, get his NIL back up, and then go elsewhere. He wanted to be known as an Alabama Crimson Tide. And now he gets to be known as the starting quarterback for this team. So there's a lot of validity when it comes to that. There also is the fact of you got a guy that understands how to fit in certain offenses. He's been with 3 different offense coordinators throughout his entire tenure. And I think that that's going to carry a lot of weight for seeing different concepts and be able to make some adjustments on the fly that probably put Alabama in a better position to strike early in games and certainly close the door behind him. So it's a good move on paper. Now, again, you don't win games on paper. You win games based on production on the field. But I also look at just the offensive personnel. This is going to be an opportunity for Ty Simpson to maybe not be a first-round pick, but win a national title. I've said it a bunch of times on this show. I'll say it a million more times probably on other shows before we get to week 1. I believe Alabama is the most complete team in the SEC minus the starting quarterback position. I like everything about this roster, like the running back room. You saw the picture of Jam Miller. It's like going into Super Saiyan mode with Goku. Like, that's what we got. The wide receiver room is fantastic. Defensively, I think they're going to have one of the best units in college football. Maybe not the deepest on the defensive line and at the linebacker spot, but a great unit. So you just need to be a point guard, a solid point guard, an all-star point guard. You do that, Alabama is winning 10-plus games. Alabama is putting itself in a great position. And the other thing is that I think that they're in a great position because of who is calling the shots. Keep in mind, this is not Kalen DeBoer saying, hey, let's go ahead and figure things out with a new quarterback that has never worked in my style of system before. No, the style of system is actually catered to a guy like Ty Simpson, and it's catered to an Austin Mack, and it's catered to a Keelan Russell, which is why those guys are on campus working with Ryan Grubb to win the starting job. But it looked top to bottom. This is somebody with proven reps at other schools. If you run my offense accordingly, we're going far. Jake Haener did. We won a Mountain West title. Washington did. We competed for back-to-back 11 seasons and went to a national title. We had 2 1,000-yard receivers and almost a third. We had one of the most potent scoring offenses in the country. And this was in Seattle. And this was in Fresno. Now we're in Tuscaloosa, where talent is oozing from sideline to sideline at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Isaiah Horton comes in, and he may be wide receiver number 3. On most schools, he'd be wide receiver number 1. Ryan Williams, what's he got in year 2? Jeremy Bernard, I'm not ready to quit you. It's like a drunk 2 a.m. cigarette. I still believe that this kid is going to hit. And I think he's going to hit bigger and brighter than any other player this upcoming season because of who is starting at quarterback. So all the pieces are there. It's eerily similar to how I felt about Greg McElroy in 2009, and AJ McCarron in 2011, 2012. They had their moments, taking nothing away from them. Those were quarterbacks that were able to live up to the hype and lead Alabama to the promised land. But you don't look at them and say, well, they had to be built like Tua Tagovailoa or Jalen Hurts or Bryce Young. Those quarterbacks had intangibles that were second to none, that elevated the status of the team. You don't need that from Ty Simpson. You need him to make good calls, fit in the style of offense that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb want to run, connect with the wide receivers, and make sure you don't make mistakes. You do that, Alabama is in a prime spot. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is that we don't know what Ty Simpson is. He may end up being a 4,000-yard passer that just bided his time. He may end up being a guy that now understands, after waiting and hearing about people saying Austin Mack's name and saying that Jalen Milroe is a better quarterback, and then watching last season Jalen Milroe screw it up against Oklahoma and then screw it up against Tennessee, that there's a fire inside of him that says, I am going to be that guy. I'm not going to fail this team because I've waited too long to mess this up. And that's dangerous. He also could be a one-hit wonder with great game against Georgia, and then they end up going 8-4. The good news is you have quarterbacks that you trust behind him that pushed him throughout all of camp to guarantee that he wins the starting job. So I'm not changing my opinion on Alabama. I'm not changing my opinion on what I think the Crimson Tide are going to be this year. And best of all, I'm not Kalen DeBoer. If Kalen DeBoer thinks that this quarterback best fits his system to lead him in a year where it does feel like if you don't go to the playoff, that seat is scorching, then who am I to judge? Who is really anybody in the country to judge? But let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on Ty Simpson being named QB1 for the 2025 college football season? Like, review, hit subscribe. Make sure you're following us on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson, at SEC Unfiltered, and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson. Bama Nation, roll tide, and QB1 probably leading you to a college football playoff appearance. Bye.